This is the video version of Cinema Classics here at WCBE. I'm Johnny DiLoretto.
I'm John DeSando.
So 460 shows were about.
It's criminal, man.
It is. So we just got done talking about Greta Gerwig.
Yes, our show this week.
There's something elusive about her. I noticed in our. I mean, I think we really, we rattled off her qualities.
Yes.
But it seemed superficial. What is it about her that is so interesting?
I think it's her naive intelligence. I think there's something that's substantial about her, but there's something untried about her. There's something that most young women and most of us can identify with. That is, she's still in love with the world, but the world still perplexes her, and she moves on. The characters that she develops are all emerging into the world. I just think she's a very fine example of the strong yet weak woman emerging in her 20s, either in college or in the city.
Stronger than she thinks she is.
You bet she is. That's a great point.
Yeah, that's a quality that comes through time and again. She seems to be maybe daunted by her situations. I'm thinking of right now like Maggie's Plan, where she falls in love with Ethan Hawke, and then Julianne Moore is this really sort of severe professor writer who is, seems to be the intellectual ideal, and yet, he's torn between these two women, and it's a really obviously not an ideal situation for her to be in. And yet she handles it, like the way you watch her sort of navigate that situation and those tribulations, it's really sort of magical the way she does it. There's not a whole lot of Sturm und Drang about it.
Oh no, and I think it's more like Woody Allen in that one than any of the ones she does, because it's an obvious comparison between her and Diane Keaton, and in that New York City kind of Woody Allen diffident world.
Yeah.
And in this one, in the Maggie's Plan, she has to kind of manipulate that world, even though she doesn't appear to be up to it. She is up to it, to try to have her boyfriend Ethan Hawke go back to his wife, and she has to do all kinds of manipulations. That's cool, because the other ones, Frances Ha and Mistress America, she's more the young woman who's just perplexed by the complexity and savagery of the city or college.
Yeah. Now, we briefly mentioned Frances Ha. I don't know that we briefly mentioned it. I guess it would be brief because we only have 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Frances Ha is a beautiful little gem. And mostly a gem. And I've only seen it one time. But I was really struck by her performance in it. It is definitely Noah Baumbach's love letter to her. He definitely is very fond of this person, and that comes through. The camera loves her. That story.
Well, it's so perfect. Here she's trying ballet. She has no talent, but she keeps going on.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's writing a story, her friend is writing it, or whatever is happening. She's trying different things, like, just like a young woman struck by all the possibilities of the city, but yet the city is, of course, going to contain her. She just continues to break outside of that, regardless of whether she's talented or not. She's going to go on.
Right. And again, it's that resilience, right? That sort of like, there's not a huge breakdown. There's not a lot of emotional outbursts.
You're right. Yet her cool.
It's just the way she sort of handles, life's daunting hurdles. Why do you think that movie didn't catch on? What do you think happened there? Because didn't that seem like, oh man, this is going to be the crossover indie hit of the year, that we were going to see it nominated, and her nominated certainly, but that never happened.
And I think it's the same. You and I have had a discussion. We had a discussion on the radio show about why, for instance, she hasn't become a megastar at this point. And I think the same thing is, she is so quirky that for most people not into the indie vibe, that it takes a long time to adjust to her, and the variations in her personality between being strong and weak.
That's interesting because I think maybe mainstream audiences are waiting for, her to, I don't know.
Waiting for her Annie Hall?
Waiting. Well, this is the thing. When I think about it, certainly she's being made offers to appear in mainstream Hollywood blockbusters or bigger pictures, more romantic comedies. I'm sure she's been offered those parts. I don't know that. Maybe I should have read up, but I would assume that her that she hasn't caught on yet with mainstream audiences is a choice.
Well,
I think she's choosing, in some ways, kind of like Ryan Gosling over the years has chosen not to do the action movie, not to do the superhero thing.
Well, you've got a good point.
Last
year, she played Jackie's, like her right-hand person in Jackie. Mm-hmm. And then she played in 20th Century Women, where she played.
You're talking about Jackie Onassis.
Yes, correct. So
in
choosing roles,
mm-hmm.
she chosen those two ones that were not her usual profile of the bumbling but attractive but bright young urbanite to be.
Yeah.
See what I mean? I guess I'm agreeing in the sense that she hasn't probably taken blockbuster type of roles because she's more interested in defining herself as an actress.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But even then, she doesn't have like the Oscar bait.
No, she
picture.
Yeah. Now about Lady Bird, where she's the writer director, and Saoirse Ronan would seem to be her.
Yeah.
In a different way.
Right.
I think she's emerging.
Well, this will be the pivotal moment in her career because this movie is like the best reviewed movie on Rotten Tomatoes history right now. Clearly, it will be nominated. Obviously, I think we're going to see this year at the Academy Awards focus on women, given all the backlash, the industry backlash against sexual assault in the industry. I think you're going to see women celebrated in a way they really haven't been as a force in Hollywood. And I think that she's going to get nominated for writing and directing.
Yes.
She's going to walk away with one of those, if not both.
Okay.
And then we're going to see what really happens with her career, because then the prestige projects are going to be coming at her fast and furious.
Right.
Probably not a Fast and Furious movie, although that would be an interesting turn of events if she decided to direct Fast and Furious 11.
I don't know.
All right. So final thoughts.
She claims that one of the biggest influences on her life was Barry Jenkins and Moonlight. How about that? Serious. Okay. She's serious. In the end.
What magazine did she say that in?
This is in her bio. This is in a quote.
Interesting.
A quote from her.
I don't disbelieve her, but that seems weird. I don't see any evidence of Moonlight.
Yeah, I'm just saying. If we're looking toward some real depth, it may be that she is mostly influenced by a serious filmmaker and a serious subject like Moonlight, because she's really a comedic force, don't you think?
She is, yeah, she is.
So
she is, but I think her, her bread and butter is this balance between the comic, dramedy, whatever you want to call it, serial comedy.
Yeah, no,
it's definitely her wheelhouse. So,
but
I'd like to see her break out either way. I'd like to see her do like a full-on, straight-up comedy, or a drama. I just want to see what she's got up her sleeves.
Well, I guess we haven't set the bar too high for Greta Gerwig, but
that's what happened.
Woman.
Okay. What are you gonna do?